in some cases, the video program. Welcome to everybody. We're here to discuss tonight something very exciting to me, and that's the book by Napoleon Hill Foundation. And this book is the book that has got everything in it. It's got all of your principles outlined, and it's in an organized format, and it really has been updated enough to where it's relevant for our time. Now, I'm a Napoleon Hill fan, and I imagine you might be as well since you're here at this page. Napoleon Hill was the grandfather. He was the guy that was commissioned by Andrew Carnegie way back in early 1900s to find the rich people, well, not to find them, but to be introduced to them and to find the common threads to success. So Napoleon Hill spent 20 years of his life studying the richest men in the world, and women in that case, and identifying the strategies that they used for success, and also came and boiled them down into what we know as laws. The laws of success came out in 1923, I believe, and it came out with a book list published in the front of it that was controversial, and they published later editions without that book list. The later editions without the book list kind of took the core out of what Napoleon Hill was trying to get across, and that was that there is an ethereal part to our success. And that is what captures my attention, is what is that spiritual aspect of success and how do you tap into it? I choose this path for enlightenment. I don't choose it to gain any advantage over anybody. I just choose it for knowledge and understanding. So the 17 principles of personal achievement were put together by Don Green and the Napoleon Hill Foundation. And shout out to those guys, because, you know, that's a lot of information to bring into a book and publish. So I can't imagine the hours that you put into this. I know that Napoleon spent 20 years bringing all this information together, but you guys didn't have 20 years. Who knows how long you had, but you pulled it together quite nicely and had some very relevant examples. So the Napoleon Hill Foundation is active, and if you buy a book, buy it through the Napoleon Hill Foundation. That's how they can make money and continue to provide a service in Napoleon Hill's name. So for those of you that don't know, I have a Facebook page. It's www.facebook.com/4 Northern Direct. That's /4 Northern Direct. You can go ahead and see us on the Facebook page. That's a great place to interact with us. This is the introduction and the preface to this book video. I have done a couple videos already. I think chapters 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And somehow I did not capture video for chapters 1, 2, 3, and then this introduction and preface. So here it is. This is what we're discussing tonight. This is I'm going back to cover this. So I'm glad that you're with me. If you're listening to this, that means that you're interested in success, and that's what I'm interested in as well. Now, Napoleon Hill outlined the laws of success, and they run a little bit different than these laws right here. But again, this is a culmination of all of Napoleon Hill's work brought into a very serious focus. And I think that Napoleon Hill's original work was right on time. However, this work here refines it a little bit more. And I'll start out with the first principle of success here, is to develop a definiteness of purpose. You got to know where you're going. You got to know what you're doing. Got to know where you're aiming to be able to make the basket. The second principle is establish a mastermind alliance. Now, a mastermind alliance is 2 or more people that work together towards a common goal. The third principle is assemble an attractive personality. Nobody wants to deal with a jerk. Be cool, you know? Don't be the fool. Be cool. That's what they say. Use applied faith. Now, there's an active word use applied faith. Faith is belief in the things that are unseen, and use applied faith means that you use an active faith. That's a very important principle. Go the extra mile. Go the extra mile is pretty self-explanatory. When you're doing a service for somebody, do it with a good spirit, a good heart, and that will give you the wherewithal to go the extra mile. If you go in there with the spirit of what's in it for me, then that changes your heart and you can't give it the wherewithal that you otherwise might. Create personal initiative. Create personal initiative is creating a vision for yourself and taking action on that vision. That's what the personal initiative is. You can take steps to actually create that. I got stuff blowing up in the background. Let me put that stuff on hold. Build a positive mental attitude. Guys, we all deal with circumstances. We all have good, we all have bad that come into our lives. If you have a positive mental attitude, it's going to serve you well. Maintain a positive mental attitude. Control your enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the igniter for success, in my opinion. But you have to control it. So take steps to control your enthusiasm. Enforce self-discipline. Well, as a business owner, you have to get up for work every day. So you got to do your books, you got to pay your taxes, so you got to have self-discipline. If you're not a business owner, you can still have self-discipline for getting up for work and getting the kids ready for school. There's self-discipline. You need to enforce it. We'll go into that deeper in a different chapter.